chosen digital artifact for analysis is the BBC interactive learning game Mummy Maker. As a virtual simulation of the ancient Egyptian embalming process known as mummification, Mummy Maker concerns itself with depth study to the Mediterranean world from the New South Wales 7 to 10 history syllabus.
Many strengths are identifiable in Mummy Maker as according to the criteria established by Mark Prensky on engaging and educating the games generation. As an interactive game that guides students through an embalmment set in ancient Egyptian context, the feedback given by this technological artifact when students engage in the step-by-step process fulfills their identified need for immediate direction and reward with a clue feature offering further assistance. This feature will be further examined in Assessment 2.
By placing the student in the role of an assistant to the embalmer Ka, they experience a role-play scenario in which the feedback emphasizes the importance of the ancient occupation. The graphically driven game engages students in their learning in contrast to a text-based alternative, which Prensky supposes as inefficient to their hypertext needs. Additionally, the minimalistic form of the graphics is reminiscent of ancient Egyptian art styling, meaning the students learn not only about ancient Egyptian burial practices in Mummy Maker, but are also familiarized with the art from the area of study.
A possible weakness lies in the single-player format of the game, which limits group work capabilities and discourages peer learning.
By having the student interact with the mummification process, Mummy Maker has the student directly engage with an ancient procedure only known to modern society by extensive research with first-hand evidence. Through the use of many historical terms and concepts, Mummy Maker gives the student an engaging insight into the historical narrative constructed by experts to explain how ancient Egyptians conducted their funerary customs, therefore directly addressing outcomes HT49 and HT46 from the syllabus.
Further consolidating Mummy Maker's relevance to the history curriculum is its explicit link to compulsory content that outlines the need for death and funerary customs to be examined. By repeatedly mentioning deities such as Horus and Hapi and enforcing the importance of the afterlife to the ancient Egyptians, the artifact infers to the students how important religion was to the society of study, and that the actions and motivations behind mummification stemmed from a sense of duty carried by the living towards the deceased. Thusly, the terminology used in Mummy Maker achieves outcome HT43.
While it could be argued that the ancient Egyptian process of mummification has little relevance or connections to the real world, that would be a discredit to both student abilities and the pedagogical area of history. Mummification is an ancient origin of contemporary preservation techniques such as embalming. By knowing one, comparison can be drawn between another, thusly encouraging students to engage in higher order thinking, as evident by Bloom's taxonomy, and ultimately form a concept of time progression on a larger scale, and the ability to recontextualize peripheral information familiar paradigms.
Furthermore, students develop decision-making skills via the artifact's role-play component, which places them in a workplace environment wherein their decisive abilities irrevocably affect the outcome. This skill set is necessary in real-world situations.